There comes a moment in life when the silence in the room feels louder than ever. The chair across the table stays empty. The laughter that once echoed through the house now lives only in memory. Losing a life partner in old age is not just the loss of someone we love. It's the quiet disappearance of shared routines, the absence of a familiar touch, and the long, slow ache of remembering what can no longer be repeated. For many, it feels like losing a part of the self. And yet, we are still here, still breathing, still holding on. In this video, we'll gently explore 5 painful realities that often come with losing a life partner later in life, and more importantly, how we might begin to face them with honesty, with courage, and with compassion for ourselves, because grief may never fully leave us, but neither does love. Number 1. The empty chair at the table. They say time heals all wounds, but they clearly haven't tried making tea for 2 and remembering halfway through that only 1 cup is needed now. One of the most painful realities of losing a life partner is the sheer emptiness that settles into everyday moments. The chair across the table remains untouched. Their toothbrush still sits next to yours. Their favorite mug still in the cupboard, waiting for a hand that will never return. You might find yourself talking to the empty room asking what they think of your new haircut, or grumbling about the news just so you can feel them beside you again. And that's okay. That's more than okay. It's human. Sometimes it's the small things that hurt the most. No one to share a look with during a silly TV show. No hand reaching out in the dark when you wake from a bad dream. It's not just loneliness, it's the absence of your witness, the one person who knew your life inside out. But let's be honest, some days you do laugh. You remember how they snored like a tractor or left their socks in places socks should never be. Those memories sting. Yes, but they also smile. And in that smile, we begin to breathe again. Facing this kind of silence takes strength. Not the loud, heroic kind, but the quiet sort, the kind that gets out of bed, boils the kettle, and decides to sit in that empty chair. Anyway, you're not replacing them. You're simply learning how to live with the space they left behind one day, one smile, one cup of tea at a time. Number 2, the weight of sudden decisions. No one ever tells you that after they're gone, you don't just grieve the love, you also inherit their half of the to-do list. Suddenly, you're not just a grieving spouse, you're the one who has to deal with the bank, the boiler, the broken remote control, and the cat that never liked you as much as it liked them. And all these decisions, big and small, come knocking at once. Do we keep the clothes or donate them? Do we move to a smaller place? Or stay where every wall whispers their name? And don't even get me started on the paperwork. There's always paperwork. It's like grief comes with a filing cabinet. You try your best to be strong. You sit with the insurance lady, nodding politely while wondering if it's okay to cry in front of a stranger holding a clipboard. You stand at the closet, touching their old jumper, and suddenly the thought of parting with it feels like losing them all over again. And you might chuckle, yes, even while crying, because you remember how they always said, if anything happens to me, just keep things simple. Simple. As if they didn't have a drawer full of mismatched batteries and mysterious cables labeled important. But here's the truth. These decisions are not tests of strength. They're part of the slow, uneven process of becoming someone new, someone who still loves them deeply, but is learning day by uncertain day how to carry on. If it feels heavy, that's because it is. And if you need help, ask. Even strong hearts need soft places to rest. So take your time, choose slowly, cry freely. And when you feel overwhelmed, remember, you're not failing, you're healing. If this video brought a smile to your face or warmed your heart, don't forget to tap the like button. Number 3, who am I without them? It's a strange thing. When the person you spent most of your life with is suddenly gone, you don't just lose them. You start to lose yourself too. For years, maybe decades, you were a pair. People said, Your names like they were one word. You had your routines, your roles, your inside jokes. You were the one who cooked while they did the dishes. Or perhaps the one who remembered birthdays while they remembered where the spare keys were. And now? The mirror reflects a familiar face with unfamiliar questions. Who am I now that I'm no longer their husband or their wife? Who do I become now that I no longer answer to us but only to me? It's disorienting. You don't just miss the love, you miss the version of yourself that only existed because they saw it. Maybe they were the one who believed in your singing voice, even if the neighbors didn't, or the one who called you. Brave on days you didn't feel brave at all. And now, the silence asks you to find that voice again on your own. But here's the gentle truth. You are still you. Wiser, weathered, wonderfully, heartbreakingly human. Yes, you are part of a beautiful we, but you are also a whole and worthy me. It's okay to not know who that person is just yet. In fact, it's part of the journey. Try new things. Say yes to an invite you might have declined before. Find out what makes you smile again. Not to forget them, but to rediscover you. And if you feel guilty for smiling, or laughing, or finding joy, don't. Because the one you love will want nothing more than to see you living, not just surviving. You carry their love like a lighthouse in your chest, and it will guide you back to yourself. Number 4. The unexpected loneliness in a crowded room. You think that being surrounded by people, friends, family, kind neighbors bringing over soup would ease the ache a little. The grief plays tricks. And one of the cruelest is this: you can be in a room full of people and still feel utterly alone. You nod through conversations, smile politely, maybe even laugh at a story someone tells. But there's a part of you that feels like you're behind glass watching the world carry on without you, while your heart stands still, because the person who truly got you, the one who would raise an eyebrow across the room and make you giggle without a word, isn't there anymore. And all the friendly chatter in the world can't replace that one shared glance. It's not that others don't care. They do. It's just that they go home to someone, and you go home to silence. There's no shame in that emptiness. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful or distant. It means you're grieving. And grief has its own rhythm, often out of sync with the noise of everyday life. But slowly, ever so slowly, you'll find little moments of connection again. A friend who truly listens without trying to fix you. A grandchild who makes you laugh so hard you almost forget the ache for a minute. Even a stranger's kindness at the supermarket that makes your day just a little softer. Sometimes you'll still feel like an outsider in your own life. That's okay. Other times you'll surprise yourself feeling joy, even if just for a breath. And here's the beautiful truth. Loneliness doesn't mean you're broken. It means you love deeply, and that love, even in their absence, is still reaching out to connect. So let it, slowly, gently, one conversation, one cuppa, one honest "I missed them" at a time. Number 5. When grief becomes part of the heart. At first, grief feels like an intruder. It barges in, uninvited and loud, turning ordinary days into long shadows and sleepless nights. You try to chase it away, or ignore it, or wrestle it into something neater, tidier, more polite. But grief isn't polite. It leaves your teacup untouched, your phone too quiet, your mornings too still. And then, just when you think you've caught your breath, it stirs. Again, a smell, a song, a sudden memory like lightning through your chest. Here's the thing no one really says out loud. You don't get over grief. You learn to live with it. And in time, it takes time. It softens, not by vanishing, but by weaving itself into the fabric of your heart. It becomes part of how you see the world, how you love others, how you remember what mattered most. You begin to realize that grief is love that has nowhere to go. So you give it a place. You carry it gently, like a photograph in your wallet. You water the plants they loved. You laugh at their old jokes. You whisper their name to the stars. And somehow, life finds its rhythm again. Not the same rhythm, but a new one. One where pain and joy hold hands. And where you're allowed to miss them fiercely while still embracing life fully. So if today feels heavy, know that you're not failing. You're becoming someone who knows how to carry love beyond the body. You're learning that grief isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof that you dare to love deeply, truly, and without reservation. And that love doesn't end here. It echoes through your smile, through your kindness, through the life you continue to live. One step, one breath, one beautiful, aching day at a time. To those of you watching this with a tender heart, we see you. We see the quiet courage it takes to wake up each morning without the person who once shared your pillow, your tea, your stories. We see the way you hold their memory like a soft light never too far from reach. This journey of loss isn't something you walk through and leave behind. It becomes a companion, sometimes heavy, sometimes gentle, shaping who you are and how deeply you can love. But there's hope, too, in a laugh you didn't expect, in a new friendship blooming slowly, in the strength you didn't know you had until life asked you to find it. So if today was hard, please know you're not alone. And if today was a little lighter than yesterday, cherish that too. You are doing better than you think. You are honoring their memory not just with tears, but with the way you still choose life, even when it hurts. And that is a kind of bravery no one can ever take from you. If this video spoke to your heart even just a little, we invite you to leave a comment below. Tell us who you're remembering today, or simply say hello. You never know who might need your words of comfort. If you found meaning here, please like this video, share it with someone who might be walking the same path, and don't forget to subscribe for more gentle reflections like this. Because healing takes time, and no one should have to do it alone. From all of us here, thank you for watching, for feeling, for remembering, and above all, thank you for loving so deeply that it still echoes, even now. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your heart. You're not alone.